first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what we at Kokua are doing. I think sometimes what I find is people know about some of the things that are happening, but not other things. So don't worry, I'm not talking about all the things that are happening, but I did want to give an update on some of the things that are going on. So when people ask me, what are the most important things that Kokua does? What are your top activities? I usually have three things I say. We do advanced care planning. So we want good advanced care planning early upstream, especially with people who may not know about advanced care planning, sort of underserved in a variety of different ways. They've never heard of it. They were unclear about it, what it is. That's one thing. Second thing is POLST. POLST is super important to all of us. In Hawaii, we see that it's a crucial document for getting people the care that's appropriate and, of course, avoiding unwanted, unnecessary treatments. And then the final thing is palliative care. How do we help people be aware of palliative care, the opportunity that it presents? So one of the things I wanted to do was just show you some of the things on the website. And I will say Dr. Fishberg kind of inspired this part of the presentation because he's always saying, gosh, the website is so great. It's so good to have this one-stop shop. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen and just show a few things on the website, especially things people may not know about. Okay, so we talked about polls. So this is the home page. And if you can see over here, the quick links, this is the place to go. Yes, I will admit it says donate to Kokua on top because membership is super important. So thank you to everyone who's a member. Unfortunately, I have to keep on asking because that's how we fund ourselves. So thank you. But for instance, if you look down here, you see the different things. POLST. Hope mentioned POLST. That is one of those key things we do. It's bright green. If you click on that, you can see the consumer guide to POLST. So what we've done is the landing page for POLST is for consumers. And then what you can do is scroll down a little bit. You see the green form. And here, for instance, is Dr. Fishberg's video, but then really important, POLST information for providers. So if you click on that, that's where you're going to be able to download an actual PDF of the POLST. Some states actually will not give people, don't have this opportunity on the website. They make you pay for a POLST form. So providers will order a bundle of POLST forms. But for us, we thought it was much better for people to know what it is. But we have all the time people who say, hey, I downloaded my own POLST and filled it out. Now what do I do? So they kind of have missed this concept of this is a provider order. So we're trying to make a couple of steps in there, get people to understand what it is first. So POLST, very important for Kokua, again, we're the home of the POLST in Hawaii. One of the other quick links is around palliative care. So we're talking about that today. We have an amazing palliative care awareness committee. I saw Anita and Rachel Porter, Karen Ireland is part of that, Dan Weiss, Marche, other good people and so Hope and I get to run that committee. And I wanted to show you, we have created, Tricia, of course, sorry, from Bristol. Here is the palliative care for professionals. So clicking on that, go there. And we have put together a bunch of different materials. So this first part here, resources. How can you promote palliative care referrals? And these are some of the tools that we have created. 10 clinical triggers, a palliative care screening tool, a brochure that PMAG uses, but others are allowed to modify it. And they created an FAQs for clinicians. So we are trying to get the word out to folks that these resources exist. We want people to use them. We've shown them to Queens, Hawaii Pacific Health. Michelle has used some of them. We want this to be out there. So that's on the professional side. You'll notice there's a series of purple buttons. The next one says where to find palliative care in Hawaii. So if you click on that, you can see the inpatient, the outpatient, and the community programs. And then there's a series of buttons here that are going to help with explaining things to patients and families. So I'll just click on the first one, palliative care for patients and families. And if you scroll down, you'll see there's resources like a quiz, other frequently asked questions, and there's a series of videos, because what we heard from so many people is people like to hear stories. So as you're looking at the website, and we would really love your feedback to see if this is going to help reach patients and families, you'll see there's a series of videos and other information up there, including here the video stories. So Hope mentioned the caregiver story. There's the 3-minute version and the 17-minute version. So just bring some Kleenex to those. There's other stories from people from Hawaii, and then Susan and Gidenos and their lab as well. Again, back to the quick links. First is the professionals. I showed you palliative care for loved ones. This is the place to go if you're looking for hospice providers. That's the link. Again, our website has lots of really good resources. So just a couple of other things people might not know. If you go under the professionals, for professionals website, the serious illness conversation tools. As we know, communication can be so important. And these are 5 national programs that we like, and we hope that people will use. So for instance, Vital Talk. I think a lot of people have heard of Vital Talk. These are the, this takes you directly to the Vital Talk site. But if you scroll down, you will see there's 2 videos that are local. They feature Dr. Lam Wen from Queens, and are both what they call powered by Vital Talk. So if you haven't seen those yet, take a look, and then you'll see there's resources from CAPC, Ariadne Labs, which I love, and we use so much during the pandemic, the Serious Illness Conversation Guide, Conversation Project. I think you guys know we're super users of their materials. And then the Go Wish cards. Again, like Hope said, we are finding those are really useful. If I had lots of money, I would buy one for every social worker and nurse in the state to help with their conversations. But they do have an online version of those. Couple other things. Hope mentioned the Bereavement Network of Hawaii. And if you go under resources, the Grief and Bereavement, which is down here, that has the Bereavement Network Guide. And then the next one down, Making Decisions Regarding Mortuaries. That is the list that Rachel Porter heroically put together and just recently updated. So those are under the resources list. One question, be thinking about it. We don't have enough time, but the question is, what is the most visited page on our website? Hope wanted me to include this. And I'm going to bet that none of you know this. Under resources, it's called Find the Answers, and there's all sorts of things there. This last one, it says the last stages of life. This is something that Greg Lagoy wrote maybe 15 years ago. There is a national website that links to this, and we get 250,000 hits on this page a year. So if you look at our if you look at our stats, totally skewed. This one site gets a ton of hits. And I will say, I get emails from people sitting at my mother's bedside at 4 o'clock in the morning. I found your resources so helpful. So that's nice for Hope and I and Marcus that somebody does care and they are looking at what we're doing. Hope mentioned too that we have a whole bunch of things, a bunch of recorded materials. So if you go on the right side, and this is the last one I'll show you, there's Kokua videos and the YouTube channel. So that's where you see all the past presentations, things like, and then some of the resources that we talked about today. that is a little overview of some of the resources on the Kokua website. So again, if you go back up here where the quick links are, that's sort of the place to stay. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter and you made it to this meeting, but anyway, if you know of others who are not signed up for the newsletter, that's how you do that. And then I will say, in case it's time to update your membership or you want to join, this is a good link down here on becoming a Kokua member. And I thank everybody for their membership. We've had very few people renew their membership this year, so I have to get on that. And if you would help me out and renew your membership or ask me if yours is due, I would be super grateful.